equations of graphs. So what you have here is the place where we're going to draw the pictures, where we're going to put the graphs. And notice these letters here. This is the way you break the plane. It was empty, and then we broke it up into 4 regions. This is called quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. You could abbreviate with a Q. Also, this is called the Cartesian plane, or the XY axis, the plane, the Cartesian plane from Rene Descartes. When you see an X comma Y and there's a point, what it's represented is the coordinates of this location. Now we're going to go ahead and work with the line. There's many other graphs. So we start off with a line. And the equation of line, one of the most popular ones, because it's the simplest, is y equals mx plus b. Excuse me. The m represents the slope, which is the steepness of the line. That's what it measures, steepness of the line. The b will always be the y-intercept. It's a point on the y-axis where the line crosses. This will always be the y-intercept, not the x-intercept. The y-intercept is the b. Here's some examples of 2 lines. This line, notice, has a slope of 2. This one also has a slope of 2. If 2 lines have the same slope, you would see that they are parallel. Lines with the same slope are parallel. Since their slopes are equal, the lines are parallel. Now let's zoom in on the slope, just the slope, the m part of the equation. The slope measures this part over this part. Notice the rise is this, the run is this, up and down over left and right. Rise over run. Now, how do we measure the rise? By the change in the y's over the change in the x's. The slope will always be the y's on the top and the x's in the bottom. Notice up and down, measurement, left and right. The slope is a rate. A better name for slope would be rate. In real applications, out in there in the real world, we say it's a rate. If the line goes through these 2 points, what is the slope? So you have your 2 points, label your points. If one of these is x sub 1, the other one would have to be y sub 1. They're both 1s or they're both 2s. So you label them, and the reason you label them is that the formula for the slope calls out the labeling. Whoever was called y sub 2 goes here, whoever was called y sub 1 goes here, whoever was called x sub 2 goes here, and so forth. So notice the way you label them, that's the way you substitute them. Now notice that the formula has the subtractions to start off with. If the number had a negative, I would have to include that too. So you substitute them, reduce, simplify the top, simplify the bottom, keep reducing. So the slope is -1/2. In other words, if this line has a negative slope, the line should be coming down. From left to right should be coming down. If it was a positive slope, the line would be going up from left to right. So this is falling, and if it was positive, it would have been rising. So this one shows a little bit more visually. Notice this has a positive slope because the line is going up. The standard is you always do things from left to right. So this line is going up. This line is coming down, so it has a negative slope. Notice the horizontal line. The horizontal line has a 0 slope. The vertical line has no slope. So 0 slope and no slope are not the same thing. The 0 slope is the horizontal line. and the vertical slope, and the vertical line is no slope. Find the equation of the line that passes through these 2 points. So as a habit, you always label your points. Who's going to be point 1, who's going to be point 2, it doesn't matter. Then you find the slope of the line, the m part, using your formula. This simplifies to 4/5. Notice this is our model, the equation of a line. So we're looking for the m, and then we'll look for the b. So the m has this formula, and it comes out to be 4/5. To find the b, you're going to use one of the points. It doesn't matter which point, this one or this one. So use one of the points to find the b. So I'm going to go ahead and use the 1, 4. So the point that you use, you plug it in. Notice the x is going to be replaced with the 1 from the point, and the y is going to be replaced with a 4. Now you simplify, multiply whatever you could multiply. We need to get this 4/5 to the other side. So you get it to the other side by subtracting. So now you have 4 minus 4/5 equals b. Get a common denominator, 20 minus 4 divided by 5. So b turns out to be a 16/5. So now that we have the m, you plug it in where the m goes, and the b goes here. This is the equation of the line that goes through those 2 points we talked about.